That's interesting. You need to experience the lore. I'm gonna experience your mom's lore's vagina in a second. Wait, what was the game named that looked like in-game anime shooter? Anime shooter? Are you talking about that one game that we saw or so a while back? Oh, there it is. Aztec Cross. Aztec Cross is playing it. He's playing it right now. Look at him. He's playing it right now. The slop gotcha tuber trinity nobody asked for. The 3 heads, 1 brain. Oh, Jesus Christ, honestly. So I tried Marathon. Oh god, worth it? Question mark. Oh god, fucking Maddie plays, dude. Oh my god. And Bird Peanut is losing his nuts. Let me see. What is this? Is this like a compilation or so of like?
Hey everybody! Here we go again. So Marathon is currently having a server slam or whatever it's called, which is basically an opportunity for people to hop on and try the game out for free and give the developers feedback as they make their final touch-ups before the release date in March. And with this, of course, there's been a lot of criticism. And it has been very reminiscent of what just happened with High Guard, where, God forbid, people criticize a video game because, oh my god, it's the hate and negativity people again, targeting a poor, innocent video game. It's really all just very tiresome, and I didn't really want to get into it, but at the end of the day, there's things being said, there's scope out there being thrown out into the web sphere that I just can't let slide. Like I can't resist it. So here we go. I tried the server slam myself, guys, and if you don't mind, I'll be splicing some different footage from other games in here because, frankly, not only did I not like it, it doesn't even make for good background footage. Most of my time spent here was walking around incredibly ugly locations and hallways, looting items, and occasionally shooting a robot or two while searching for players. Also, even the user experience looks bad, so I don't want to give anybody any epilepsy or some shit or something. Also, if you see some footage from a very old looking game, by the way, that'll be Marathon, the original one from ages ago before I was even born. I don't know if I'll ever dedicate a full video to it or not, but one of my biggest gripes with Marathon was finding out that there was already a Marathon and basically Bungie just went back, gutted it, completely stripped away what it was about and what type of game it was, just to make yet another tiresome live service. It's such a pet peeve of mine. It's one of the most disgusting things that you can do as a game studio. Marathon, the actual one, like taking that old game.
Yep, the original Marathon. Yep, goddamn, dude. Let them cook, bro. That's what the freaking devs time was for.
From the 90s and bringing it back in full modern splendor.
And they should take the original Marathon, rename it, spin it, and do a remake faithfully to the original. They should.
Would have been right up the alley of all the Bungie fans out there who have been waiting for them to make a single-player campaign again, rich in story, lore, and atmosphere, with epic set pieces, and then top it all off with a fun multiplayer mode on the side. Or the Destiny fans out there who always hoped that more of its story and universe was fleshed out rather than just shoved aside with asinine dialogue lines from characters that basically come down to, oh yeah, I could tell you all about this story stuff, but there's no time to explain, Guardian. In fact, Guardian, I don't even have time to explain why I don't have time to explain.
Diabolical to use that reference.
Just listen to the Peter Dinklage floating voice and go do what he says. To see that original identity be sucked out and get turned into this slop that I even struggle to find words to describe. Like, I legitimately struggle here. I don't tend to rely too much on the word slop due to overuse, but I genuinely don't even know what to say here. I don't understand where the appeal is in this design choice at all. Everything looks like it's made out of Nintendo Labo cardboard.
Hey man, this man is cooking. He's cooking. Let this man cook for a second, alright?
It's all just very disheartening, and that kind of brings us to the first example of cope.
Something new.
Every time a game tries something new and the internet dogpiles it before launch, another studio decides to play it safe next time. People say they want innovation but reward familiarity. Extraction games feel very different after you level up, but a lot won't see that. This is the first of many examples of content creator cope that has been swarming online discourse around Marathon. And something you'll definitely notice in the people we'll be covering today is they don't tell you why the game is good, they'll just do this, where they just condemn people for voicing their criticism because what they voiced wasn't positive.
This is a very interesting video. Not gonna lie, I was actually not expecting this, to be frankly honest. Hold on, real quick. That's a very interesting so far.
Their video after the high guard
debunking the cope. Oh, dude, the cope is real. Why High Guard is not a victim of toxic gamer culture? What an interesting video this is.
Layoffs, where I even showed you guys a streamer going full boo-hoo on social media, crying over High Guard and placing the blame on the bad gamers who spoke negatively of it, while in the meantime the streamer himself wasn't playing the damn game. He played it once at launch and abandoned it. This is
like, I'm telling you, man, all these people are just coping, bro. They're all coping and they think this game is good, you know?
an increasingly annoying sentiment, and it's all over the place. It comes in many shapes and colors. It comes like this, where it's completely wrong, like we're not even talking about the same concept here. It comes in the shape of saying people didn't used to be like this before, you know, gamers would just ignore a game that was a mess instead of being vocal about how they dislike it, which is just insane. I don't know where the hell these people are getting this narrative from, but screw it, you know, we'll get there.
That's pretty crazy to hear that, in my personal opinion.
Actually, we're not going to get there later because I already covered this in 2 High Guard videos. Instead, let's focus on this point. This has nothing to do with the game trying something new at all. This isn't why the game is being dragged through the mud. That's number 1. And number 2, it's not new. It's the most classic of classics, straight up extraction shooter design. You spawn on a map, you look around like a moron, you loot shit, and then you survive on your way to find an extraction point to leave. It doesn't differ in any way from Arc Raiders, for example, except that game's world design and sound design is just infinitely better. Things are simpler to understand in it, and the UI isn't a messy jumble of particles, colors, menus, fonts, and other shit. Pardon my French, you know, there's gonna be a lot of French in this video. I'm trying to hold it together, but I'm this close to crashing out. Number 3. If other developers out there are looking at the situation happening right now with Marathon, and what they take away from it is that they shouldn't do different things and play it safe by rehashing the same crap, then that's their problem for being stupid and having...
No, this isn't a bug. This is a legitimate screen effect part of the UI. What the fuck is this? Oh god, dude. Dude, that's just ugly to look at. What the hell, dude?
Abysmal reading comprehension skills, or worse, pay attention to what content creators like this are saying instead of what players are saying, which is probably the biggest problem going on.
That is very
listening
true.
to content creators, listening to, you know, insider industry people, instead of looking to what players want to play. People's problems with Marathon are various, from boredom in matches, from not finding players to shoot at, or not finding ammo to be able to shoot at players with. There's also cosmetic grievances with the character design, weapon design, visual effects, and the look of the user interface, so on and so forth. The point is that none of them are about the game being different. Also, where's the innovation? Again, it's just another extraction shooter. And that's fine, like you're not going to hear me complaining about a game not innovating, like I'm usually not that pressed on that kind of thing. What matters to me is if a game is fun. I don't care if I'm experiencing something revolutionary or an old idea more refined than what the competition offers. Let's just call a spade though, you know? It's just another extraction shooter. There's no...
Yeah, that is a trap that messes with your screen. Would have just liked the flashbang The trap also locks your abilities for a time and resets the timer. Oh, dude, that's crazy.
Here.
That's
Honestly,
disgusting.
I have another thing to say about the argument in regards to a studio playing it safe versus trying something new.
Exactly.
If what you're going to do instead of playing it safe is make something so insanely convoluted and visually off-putting like this, just for the sake of being able to completely separate yourself from the competition, then I don't know, man. I think I'd rather have you playing it safe. This is why Twitter is terrible for video game discourse, and yet it's there that most of it develops, and usually in short tweets like this. Like, here's the thing. Playing it safe has been the downfall of many studios before, where they had games with strong identities, visual and thematic, and then they began losing them by playing it safe to make their games more accessible to mass audiences. Also, mechanically, some games used to be more mechanically complex, and they lost that complexity in order to be more accessible to normies and shit. This has been the downfall of series like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and more generally speaking, studios like Obsidian and I believe Bethesda. And I say I believe because there's still a lot of people holding on to that last one, thinking that it's not cooked, and I don't have time to justify my point in this video by going over their gradual and steady decline over the past 15 years. But anyway, suffice it to say that criticizing studios for being boring and safe is something I often do. But this doesn't mean that I'm going to praise a game if what they come up with looks like ass. You know what I mean? I think
that's the thing itself. I just don't understand these people who are like, who throw this comment or so every single time. Oh, when the developers try something new or so, you guys are hating on it. I'm like, that's not what we're hating on for, you know? That is literally not the thing that we're hating on for in general. It's so stupid or so when they bring that specific conversation in, or that specific sentence in general.
Morons like this guy.
Let me see. Every time a game, every time, this guy. Anyone who brings this specific conversation or so, that, you know, number one, the art style is not great. Some of the mechanics are not great in the game in general. That visualization shit that they were throwing on the screen or so was not that great either. I don't know who thought of that specifically. It was a good idea, but it's not that great. Apparently sometimes in some of the videos that I saw specifically on Marathon, there were some people who were just walking around pretty much most of the time and found nobody, or just didn't have enough ammo to kill somebody, or just any ammo in general, or they didn't have enough heals to even heal themselves after they did confrontation with like a bunch of AI enemies.
Who, to be fair, I don't even know of. Like, maybe calling him a moron is maybe a bit too strong. Maybe that's an L on me.
It's right.
You know,
you
my bad. Blame it on the French. But honestly, that's what that argument screams. It screams moron, because it's like you can only operate at two levels. Either you're for playing it safe, or you are against playing it safe. And so if the gaming company goes and makes a pile of shit, you're not allowed to criticize it anymore because, hey, look, they didn't play it safe. They made weird unconventional designs, so now you can't be negative about it. Same with Highguard last month. It's not a hero shooter like Overwatch, it's not an extraction shooter like Arc Raiders, it's not a battle royale like Fortnite, it's not a standard military shooter like Call of Duty or Battlefield. It's something new that mixes all of this stuff together. So now, since you've been criticizing the industry for making the same games, you can't say anything bad about Highguard since it's different. Even if it is still the heavily flawed game that it is. Like, what brain-broken mindset is this? Every time a studio makes a game that is not Call of Duty, I'm supposed to clap like a seal because they made something different than the market leader? Even if the game is bad? I'm sorry, but that's just a massive gonk take.
There's so much nothing around.
No bad vibes.
I don't need loot in every like corner, but do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's nothing.
But that's not even the worst one. We also got people like this roaming around and basically doing.
Don't be that guy in chat. Marathon is a damn good game, period. Don't like it, no worries, my guy. Just go do literally anything else besides subjecting streamers and the entire game studio to your negativity. Oh god. These people are insufferable, to be honest. I feel like gaming should never have been mainstream ever, especially to these people.
The age-old, if you don't got nothing nice to say, then say nothing at all. Quote, don't be that guy in chat. Marathon is a damn good game. Period. Don't like it? No worries, my guy. Just go do literally anything else besides subjecting streamers and an entire game studio
Of course,
to your
it's a woman who
negativity.
says this.
Are you serious right now? Did we not just learn anything from what happened with Highguard? Did we not learn anything from that developer who wrote a whole essay on social media about his experience launching the game, where he exposed how the studio was heavily influenced by an environment of toxic positivity? Which is the exact same thing that happened to Concord as well. And now we got another dingleberry content creator talking about not subjecting the studio to negativity. Are these people brain dead or something? Are they like—
I like it how that AI is up there on top of the thing or so and not even shooting at him specifically. Like, it's not even shooting at him. Not, you know, all he's doing is just aiming at him. That's all that robot is doing.
legitimately this stupid? Do they seriously not understand that this isn't how the industry works, let alone the world in general? Like, who the fuck does this woman think she is to tell me what I can and can't criticize? Like, what do you think the server slam is for, sweetheart? What do you think Bungie did this for?
Exactly.
What, for you to have content to make and talk about? It's to test the game. It's to get feedback.
Exactly.
How about you just
Well,
shut—
I don't know about feedback or so, because I don't think they have enough time to change the stuff that they need to change for the game in general. So I think it's just more for a server test to test the servers out, to making sure that, you know, they don't break or so on release date. That's basically it.
up and go play the game then, instead of coming up with restrictions that other people have to follow for your safe space online. I'll never understand this mindset. Like, some people really think that they can just dictate whether you should or shouldn't criticize a game, or what exactly you should—
That's the shitty thing about these people, like, actually, you know, it's just the dumbass people or so that like to dictate to you the way, how you should be thinking, how you should be acting, the way you should be saying and everything. I'm like, no, we are our own people. At the end of the day, those specific streamers or those specific content creators or those specific whatever in general are not the vocal majority of actual gamers in general. The vocal majority of gamers are actually you guys. You guys are the ones who, what makes an actual item sell or not sell at the end of the day. You know, if the product is shit, the product is shit at the end of the day. And if it doesn't appeal to you, you don't like it whatsoever, you just say, hey, this shit is not that good, you know?
should say about it. I'll never even understand why they go on social media and seethe over what's being said.
It's because they want the sponsorship and they want the bag of money or so from Bungie paying all these streamers or so. That's the reason why. Plus also they're farming for clout too as well.
When it comes to criticism, if the game is that good, then go play it. Why are you coping on the internet? It's free. You can literally play it for free right now. Go play it.
It's because that doesn't give you internet points. That's the reason why.
Why are you on the internet coping? There was another guy, yes, a content creator, of course. It's this one on screen right now. He wrote a whole post with a lot of surface level shit that makes you wonder, how is it that these people even get partnerships and sponsorships when this is supposed to be like their job? And the depth of their commentary is, content is good with so much to grind. Game feels and plays great. Yeah, guys, never mind all the people making fun of the game's name being Marathon because of you having to run a literal marathon to try and find someone in the map to engage in PvP with. Game feels great and plays great, guys. Anyway, what else? Ah, yes. Skill tree has much depth to it, getting Apex vibes while 3-stacking. Anyway.
Getting Apex vibes while 3-stacking. That's crazy. You will buy Ko's hentai game and you will love Ko's hentai game and only leave good reviews. That's crazy to see that. That's wow. That's crazy. You get Apex vibes for 3-stacking? Damn, I wonder if you say the same thing for Call of Duty as well. That's pretty crazy, not gonna lie. Do you say the same thing for Arc Raiders too?
Never mind. It's the final comment that he wrote that made me nearly spill my chungachino.
That's all for now. Feel free to add anything below and I'll make sure the devs get the feedback. Great game, Marathon. Ignore the hate. For some reason, this day and age, complain about anything that's not COD. These people are ridiculous. Yeah, they're definitely just trying to get that bag of money from Marathon, 100%. They don't even care. They don't really care about the game in general. They really don't. They're all in it for the money.
Great game, Marathon. Ignore the hate. For some reason, this day and age, complain about anything that is not Call of Duty.
What are you talking about? Call of Duty has
That,
always
ladies
been
and gentlemen,
complaining.
was where I realized that we were dealing with a level 10 lobotomite. Never mind that we have a return of the old faithful. Hey, all this negative stuff? Nah, forget about it. Means nothing. Ignore it. The declining player base that, much like Highguard, is jumping in on day 1 and leaving on day 2, will totally hold up the game for you, even when it costs, you know, $40 actually. But never mind all that, because it's the Call of Duty part that gets me. Call of Duty caught so much shit last year, it was actually glorious to see. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know it's been getting dogged on for a good couple of years now, but last year was monumental, and we actually saw an impact when it came to the player numbers, because Battlefield 6 and Arc Raiders completely eclipsed the new Call of Duty.
That's true.
But we got people, more than one by the way, I've seen this shit several times. Even the burnt peanut is engaging in this dumb shit.
Oh, God.
We'll get to him in a second though. We got several people bringing up Call of Duty as if this is all a bunch of hate from Call of Duty players, like
That's
a targeted
ridiculous
attack
to be saying
on
that.
Marathon from COD fanboys, or a total revisionism of reality where Call of Duty is being praised as this incredible franchise that keeps doing the same shit while everything else is getting attacked. But that's just not true. I don't even feel like argumenting against this point. Like, it's just not true. It's like coming up to me and going, "Hey man, the sun is green." It's like, okay, Grandpa, it's time for your meds.
Yeah.
Oh God, the bird.
I think this might be a player. I don't know. Thank God. Suck! No, I'm getting sucked. He's sucking me. He's sucking me. I don't know. I think I'm done with this game.
Well, that was the end of that.
Perhaps the biggest development in all of this, or at least the most shocking, is Burnt Peanut. Someone who really doesn't need an introduction
Sure,
these
of
days,
course,
but I'll do it
yeah.
anyway
Everybody
since
knows
he's
about
mostly
him.
popular on Twitch. So Burnt Peanut is a streamer who blew up during the height of Arc Raiders,
Yeah.
and I mean blew up.
Yeah.
He got crazy numbers to the point where people even accused him of view-botting, but if you look at the numbers, it appears that it doesn't show that. He quickly established himself.
It could be. Everyone view bots at the end of the day. I wouldn't be surprised. Everybody does it, you know. Well, as in like them specifically, they don't do it, but a third party probably does it for them. So.
He mostly plays these games, and it's his funny reactions and role-playing as this hyper peanut character that got him quite popular.
Yeah.
Anyway, Guy surprised everyone by staunchly defending Marathon to the point of shilling. You see, it's not just that he enjoys playing the game, it's that he's making shit up about Arc Raiders launch, telling people to shut up if they don't like the game, and generally just not making sense with what he's saying. Here's a clip.
If we keep dogging on new games, okay, what you're gonna have until you are 90 is Call of Duty 56, Halo 72, okay, that's what you're gonna get. If you know what I'm talking about,
Pretty
everybody's like,
ridiculous.
"Oh, dude, it's the same."
That's pretty ridiculous because you have Arc Raider that is around actually, to be honest. In I can tell Arc Raiders will be around for quite a while. Destiny 2 is still alive, to be honest, somehow. Somehow that game is still alive. You have Apex Legends that's still probably going to be around for quite some time, you know?
Game every year. Then don't shit on it day one when they try something new. Even if you don't like it, shut up! Shut the hell up! Let them work, let them cook! Let them cook or you're gonna get Call of Duty 96!
Let them cook. Oh, Jesus Christ, this guy doesn't know anything. He literally doesn't know anything about the video game like development industry or anything in general. He's just literally just a casual person. He doesn't know anything on the inside. Now, honestly, players have gotten so used to bad games that they glaze any somewhat good games to the heavens. Yeah, they've been fed slop or so, and they're just so used to it now. When people who have played like actual good games in the past or so, they know exactly what actually good games is.
I'm not living with Call of Duty 96!
What are you, retarded? So I know you're not retarded. But what are you, Down syndrome?
Bro, guys, you know, I'm being serious right now. Someone needs to check in on this dude. I think Sony whacked him and replaced him
Oh
with a
my
Bungie
God.
employee. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to tell when he's a peanut. Like, it's not his face. I think someone stole his peanut VTuber avatar outfit or whatever and is using a voice changer to shill for Marathon, guys. It's the only way that this can make sense. But on a serious
Nah.
note, this is nuts. No pun intended.
He's kind of basically in the same realm as Asmongold, as in quotation marks, the average gamer, you know, quote unquote, the average gamer, right? That's what it basically is.
Even if you don't like it, shut up. Like, brother, that's exactly how you get Call of Duty number 56. That's it right there. It's people shutting up and continuing to eat the slop. It's people seeing a game that they don't like coming out and keeping quiet about what is it that they don't like. Then the game slowly dies and nobody knows what to make of it because there's no feedback, no criticism. Again, it's this delusional stance about people complaining about this because it's new. It's not because it's new, it's because it's bad. And then you want to know what else? Here's the kicker. Why did Highguard die? Really? I mean, it's still up, by the way. It hasn't gotten shut down, but given the player numbers, it's on life support. Why did the layoffs happen though? Why did most of the development team get laid off? It's because management fucked up. It's not because gamers shut it down on day one because they saw something new. This is cope. This is such low IQ cope that it genuinely sounds like this dude is being paid to shill for the goddamn game and he's just panicking because he's got nothing positive to say about it, so all he can do is scream random comedy boy nonsense, which is what usually happens because
Remember, loud equals funny at the end of the day, so...
obviously nobody's
This day
expecting
and age.
actual analysis from a peanut character. But if we were to drop the whole peanut gig for a second and look at things objectively, what happened with Highguard was toxic positivity led this studio to spend money that they did not have on a game that did not work. Then the game comes out and they not only desperately needed the numbers to be great,
Well, we had some developers who did want to say that they wanted, you know, that they wanted a beta to do this game, but unfortunately, the hierarchies or so literally said, literally said that they didn't want to do that. So, because they had a fucking massive ego. So now I should get them webcam mics. It'd be funny as hell.
they even
Nah.
expected it because again, they had all of that toxic positivity making them believe
So everyone I knew who had any connections to the team or the project had the same sentiment. This is a lightning in the bottle. I trust this team wholeheartedly. If there's one project nobody in the industry is worried will fail, it's yours. This has mainstream hit written all over on it. There's no way this will flop. No, this is ego. This is just straight up ego shit. It's just straight up massive ego because they wanted to literally repeat what they did during Apex Legends when they shadow dropped Apex Legends. They wanted to repeat that same shit, but you can't do that.
that they had struck gold. Then the opposite happens, the game doesn't resonate, and it keeps gradually losing more and more players. 90% in just about 4 days, and then about 97% in the following 2 weeks. Then they got nervous and laid off a bunch of people, most of the developers on the team, putting out this really grim signal that the game might be dead, which in itself also only went to make things even worse because then what players want to stick around and grind the game or spend money on skins for something that they suspect is going to be shut down soon? That's some bad business, a brutal conclusion to a game that honestly had even more potential than Marathon in my view. At least according to my tastes, of course, because with Highguard my complaints was that it took too long to get to the fun part, and then when you got to the fun part, the round would reset and you would be back to horse riding and crystal mining. With Marathon, I'm all the way out. I already uninstalled the server bash or whatever, and I will definitely not be buying the final game next month for $40. Like, I'm just out. I don't care. I'm not going to be doing analysis for it. I'm not going to be doing videos tackling criticism with my own views on the gameplay like I did with Highguard. Like, I'm just out. Extraction shooters are already something that are not my thing. It was Arc Raiders that showed me that they can be my thing if they're done in a way that I enjoy. But Marathon is giving me zero appeal, zero reasons to stay. Now let's get back to that part of Peanut's assessment. If the game sucks at launch, and much like Highguard, it ends up getting shanked in the prison shower in like 2 weeks. That's not the player's fault for complaining about what sucks about it.
Oh yeah, of
That'll be
course it's not.
Bungie's fault for spending God knows how much money on development that it makes things untenable to maintain. Even though, since they're charging $40 up front, I don't think that's going to happen. The fact that it happened with Highguard was crazy enough to see. I'm still in disbelief right now as to what happened there. Like it was an atomic bomb. I wasn't counting on that shit at all. I thought the game would just exist as a mid-little generic shooter. Whew, okay, so anyway, are we good here? Can we stop the cope that players are doing this shit? And can we also stop pretending as if Call of Duty... Can we stop pretending that this is a thing? That there's these two games, and you can either choose to play garbage that's not Call of Duty and support it, or in the future, all you have to look forward to is Call of Duty.
Let them cook or you're gonna get Call of Duty 96! I'm not living with Call of Duty 96!
Here's how you get rid of Call of Duty as it is. You stop fucking buying it.
Exactly.
You don't buy it. You don't...
Exactly. That's the only way for Call of Duty to finally die is for the player bases to kill itself, you know. We also know Sony has been mandating for more live service and are probably rejecting more single player games. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing too as well. I've heard that specifically that Sony is rejecting single player games, even though that's what made them to begin with, and they're just moving towards live service games. I'm gonna be honest with you, and also on top of that, they're not even bothering bringing Sony games onto Steam anymore. If they literally straight up only keep their live service games on Sony PlayStation, it is a death wish on Sony, and straight up they're going to kill all of their games for their live service games in general. If they're not even going to allow it to be on multi-platform, as in like on PC, their game is totally dead in general. So they're just going to shoot themselves in the foot at that point. So hey man, if that's what they decide, the gamers are just gonna move on to something else and be like, yeah, whatever, Sony, you can do whatever you want over there by yourself.
Stream it. You don't even get it for... You don't even go, hey,
It's just a bad
guys,
financial
the
move, to
new
be
Call of
honest.
Duty is out, guys. What are we gonna
I'll be honest with you, if they actually do this, right? Sony America collapses, and then once Sony America collapses, Japan Sony can absorb them back in and bring them back to Japan and take full control of Sony. And then they don't have to worry about, you know, doing this dumb American shit, you know? That's when, you know...
We're gonna play the new Call of Duty, guys. You don't even do that. You just don't buy it.
No, there's an actual conversation that there's actually a civil war between Japan Sony and America Sony. Japan Sony actually wants to make games, but America Sony is its own conglomerate fucking monster that they cannot absorb them back in. So there was an article in the press about it, so that's why. And we took a look at it. I think it was like last year, I think, that we took a look at it.
And you shit on it. You shit on it from such a height that the Activision leads will think that God himself is shitting on them. That's what you do to get rid of Call of Duty as it is. There's no binary here. You don't either have games like Marathon or games like Call of Duty.
That's the reason why Sony has been going downhill, is because they moved their headquarters over to California. That's why. They need to get 2 more hits in the stock market, and they finally understand. That's the problem. They have to hit them really hard where it hurts, at least for Sony America. And then once Sony America gets completely like hurt in general, Sony Japan is gonna absorb them back. They have to go like literally down under for Sony America for them to be able to, because like unfortunately it's its own monster, so Sony America, and they can't absorb them back in. So that's why there's been a civil dispute within the Sony, like there's like a civil war happening in Sony in general with Sony Japan and Sony America. So
get good shit instead, brother, okay? You can advocate for better. Let's move on now.
Even if you don't like it, shut up! Shut the hell up! Let them work! Let them cook!
Brother, what are you talking about in this
shit,
line as well?
I'm like, the whole point of cooking is during the development time of an actual game itself, you know? You have many years to cook the game to come out with the product as well. It's not like it's like basically releasing you a fucking hamburger, right? but it's like missing all the like important ingredients, and then the chef is like, you know, the waiter is like telling you, wait, let the chef cook, let the chef cook, you know, and it's just kind of like you just only have like your 2 pieces of bread and everything, and you're just kind of like, okay, all right, even though I ordered it literally on the spot there. That's the whole point of the chefs cooking it during the time when you ordered the meal. When the meal is already ordered, they're cooking it right now, not afterwards. Once they serve you the fucking product, and the fucking waitress is telling you, let the chef cook, let the chef cook. I'm like, that's not how it works.
No, you want better games, you need to have open channels of communication. If you can't handle the heat, then you need to get out of social media.
Or get
That's
out of the
the same
kitchen in
advice
general.
I have for that girl content creator from earlier. You guys can just play the games if you don't want to deal with the negativity. You guys don't have to come out
Exactly.
on social media
Yeah.
and join the sea of shit that's
Yeah,
going on.
exactly.
Like, that's what Twitter is. It's a sea of shit.
It was just disgust, and that's what I'm feeling right now. That's, you know, you may say you're going too far with you, bro, but it's the truth. These are just horrible. I mean, horrible.
If you don't want to get dirty, you don't take a swim. If you got people coming into your chat and telling you that the game sucks, that's life, my brother. That's the price of your success. I bet a lot of people out there would much prefer to deal with a couple of retards in a chat while making your money instead of dealing with their bosses. So there you go. You are streaming, some retard comes in, Marathon sucks, it's the worst game, it's a shit game, Marathon, why are you playing Marathon, Peanut? The game sucks. It is what it is. That's life, okay? You chose this path, and it's like me. I chose this path. There's gonna be people writing in the comments that I'm retarded, is what it is. And they're right. It's never a good idea to tell people what to say or what not to say. It's not a good idea to tell people to shut up just because you don't like what their feedback is.
Yeah.
That's number one. And number two, like, what do you even mean let them cook? The bulk of the game is already there, dude. It's an extraction shooter. It looks the way that it looks. It plays the way that it plays. There's nothing that can be done about that. No amount of cooking is going to change these elements that people are complaining about.
true.
And making them think that it is and they should, you know, spend their $40 anyway and wait for it to happen is misleading. Really, there's only one type of person that benefits from this whole idea about, you know, just shut up and let them cook or whatever. Only one type of person benefits from this, and it's content creators.
Yep.
The developers don't benefit at all because they're not getting the feedback. If their player base goes down, they're not going to know why. Just gonna sit there like, geez, Steve, why are we bleeding players? There's been no feedback. Everybody just seems to be happy. It's not good for players either because obviously we like to express ourselves, so only one person gains. It's content creators who don't have to deal with people coming into their chat and going, hey, this game sucks. Obviously that's not very good if Bungie comes to you and, you know, wants to sponsor a stream where you play Marathon and you can't because your whole goddamn fan base is going, yo, dude, come on, play something else. Speaking of other games, there's another clip where he says this thing that is on screen right now. Quote, shut up, this happens with every game. The game you're telling me to go play, Arc Raiders, you literally did it too as well.
Nope, I did not hear any negativity towards Arc Raiders. I only just said I'm just not a fan of extraction shooters, that's it. I didn't see any like on wave of hate for Arc Raiders whatsoever. Did you guys see any hate towards Arc Raiders, guys? Anybody in the chat? Did anybody see anything like that? I didn't see anything like that, to be honest. Not to my knowledge. I don't know where the burnt peanut is getting this idea from.
This game is garb, hot trash. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at me. I'm hating on the new game right when it released. I'm the coolest. Shut up! That happens with every game!
Fucking run around.
This is probably how you kind of like, this is how you start losing fan bases too as well, not gonna lie. Go was hating on Arc Raiders, your mom was hating it. Yes, Me, I hate art creators. No lore, no story, just clanker boring. Shut your bitch ass up. No one cares. Go play fucking Marathon with your lore over there. I'm pretty sure there's someone snoozy brain out there that hates art creators for stealing Marathon's thunder. Probably.
Literally, the game you're telling me to go play Arc Raiders, you literally did it to as well! On day one!
Nobody was doing this on day one.
Shut up!
This is literally how you lose fan. This is how you do lose fan. You know, fans overall, to be honest, because this character that you're playing or so, you're being a little bit too over the top. Number one, plus also on top of that, you're literally making no sense here. You're running. He's literally straight up just running on emotions right here. This is just straight up just all emotional shit that he's running here specifically, because all he cares about is the money in the bag at the end of the day. So. As I don't get why he's as popular as he is. He got popular during the peak of Arc Raiders. That's the reason why. Loud equals funny. Remember, loud equals funny. In this time and day and age, loud equals funny. Don't forget about that, chat. Don't forget about that. That's what it takes to be a content creator. If you're loud, that means you're funny. That's just how it is. Go get loud. Not in my DNA.
Literally did the same thing to Arc, and that's what you're telling me to go play.
I'm Michael Jordan. Stop it. Get some help.
I'll try to find a video clip, but if I fail, it's right there on screen. Game journalists even covered it because of course they did. They love nothing more than famous content creators, developers, or other game journalists telling gamers to shut the f*** up.
It's pretty stupid for these content creators and these journalists to tell the gamers to tell them what to do, how to think, how to act, and everything like that. This is the most negative thing at the end of the day, because gamers are the actual customers and they want a good product. And if the product is not good, of course they have the right to complain. That's how everything works, especially in the fast food industry. If your food is shit, you have the right to complain and be like, hey, my food is not good, or it's undercooked, or it's raw, or whatever, you know, it's unseasoned, you know. It'd be like, hey, you know, can I get a new one, or can I get a different one, or something like that? You have the right to, you know. At least whatever people takes about the game, it won't be like, oh, Jesus Christ. That's a game and a half, I'll be honest with you. God, I will sock his face if he talks like that in real IRL. I don't know. It's probably just a persona at the end of the day.
Just too bad that this is another bold-faced lie, and one that makes Peanut either a retard or a paid shill whose entertainment value in the future will be solely for—
I'd say it's a little bit of both. He's a little bit retarded, and no hate on the guy, right? I'm not hating on him, you know. That's just a personal opinion at the end of the day. He is a retard, and he is acting a retard right now. And he's also a shill, so he's probably getting paid or so at the end of the day. He's getting the bag from the Marathon devs paying him. Probably, he could be, you know. He could get that hashtag ad, you know.
For his reactions while playing games rather than any actual opinions. Because this looks paid off as f***. It's embarrassing, dude. This did not happen with Arc Raiders. Both Battlefield 6 and Arc Raiders did not have this negativity going for them at launch, from promotional material, nor even at release. They were actually games that had a lot of support going for them. Of course, they both had their own fair share of criticism. I mentioned it in the previous video already, how Arc Raiders had some people hating on the third-person view, and how Battlefield 6 had people hating on the movement. But the overall word of mouth, trailer reactions, and release sentiment was positive. It made the game skyrocket.
Yeah, there was
you
a lot of
didn't
people
need to tell
who actually
anyone
liked
to
it,
let them cook, because when games are good off the get-go, when they have potential, that just comes naturally as people enjoy what's there and, you know, wait for fixes and updates. Nobody did this shit to our
people. I think in this day and age, a lot of these people, or these new generation people, are so used to having like undercooked, underbaked games, and then they say, let them cook, let them cook, let them cook. I'm like, brother, they've already cooked, and that shit is fucking undercooked. That shit is raw as fuck, you know. I think people are just so used to like having games kind of like half-assed, and then they get fixed later down the line. That's literally what's happening right now. It's like these people are just so used to these kinds of games in general, where it's like half-baked, half-undercooked, and then be like, oh, wait for them to cook, guys, wait for them, they're cooking up something. No, it should be released literally good on the get-go, you know? It shouldn't be like, you know, they shouldn't release it half-baked or anything like that, because it's just an insult to you. It's like literally they give you It's like they give you like a half eaten, like, I don't know, a half eaten food or something, just spit on you in the face or so, and then say like, you know, oh, I'll be waiting when you cook the other half. I'll wait. But they spit on you in the face or so because you literally bought it because you're the dumbass who bought it, you know?
Raiders. He's just rewriting history to defend this ugly ass game. In fact, Arc Raiders was doing so well that before launch, you couldn't even write Arc Raiders into chat on Call of Duty. And I saw earlier,
That's
I think
crazy.
another game besides Call of Duty would also block out the words Arc Raiders in their chat. I think it was Battlefield, but I'm not sure. This was
Really?
already the case before launch. Why would Activision block out words if the game was already getting roasted by gamers? Like, if the game was hated, if people were doing the same thing to Arc Raiders that they did to High Guard and to Marathon, then why the f did they even bother to censor the game's words on the chat? Forget about it. It's just a cheeky rhetorical question because the point is, it didn't happen, and the game had a lot of hype going behind it. It's just that shills and game journalists like to rewrite history to pretend as if gamers are this malicious conspiracy.
So weird. So
We're
weird.
going to destroy this video game now.
Yes, we are the new Illuminati. We are the video game Illuminatis. Everybody here, chat, everyone who's a gamer, so we're part of the Illuminati group.
Because we will it. It's retarded, bro. Can we please stop coping? All this fantasy just so they can feel better about themselves and sweep blame away from studios who are making mistake after mistake after mistake, making games that people don't want. Hey, here's an idea, by the way. How about we cut the production of live services in half? How about half the studios that are making live services just stop for a while and make...
Unfortunately, they will not, because Sony is actually pushing forward for more live service games. As long as the gamers stick to their wallets and stick to their guns and say no to more, to more live service in general, then the gamers are going to actually win, and Sony is going to have to bend the knee now and make actually single-player games.
some single-player games instead. Now, how about, Battlefield 6 is a great game, don't get me wrong, I rather enjoy it. But how about DICE stops for a second, instead of immediately making Battlefield 7 or Battlefield 2058, whatever the fuck, instead of doing that, how about they just make a new Mirror's Edge game? How about that?
They won't do that. They'll never do that. Nope, because it doesn't make money for EA. That's the problem, because EA is the publisher.
How about Bungie? Why is Bungie doing that? Why didn't Bungie just make Marathon what Marathon actually is, which is a single-player space game, with a story and everything, and then you want to put a little multiplayer on top? Do it.
I'd be curious to see if Marathon, the live service itself, was part of Sony's contract or so for those live service games that were being worked on. What was it? It was like 13 live services being worked on at the same time or so. I'm curious to see if Marathon was part of that specific contract or so for the live service lineup, basically. Because I know Helldivers was one of them. The Hunter's Gathering is another one. They've shut down so many other live service, but I'd be curious if this one is also part of it.
Like the old days. Like, I'm dying to get back to the old days. Why are we doing that? Why the f*** are we making so many live services? How about we cut those in half?
I need and want a new prototype, damn it. I want a new Resistance game. I want a remastered of the Killzone games. I want Prototype. I want Infamous. I want what other specific Sony games? Insert JRPG Sony game in here that has not gotten a reboot or a remaster or anything. Insert it right here. That's what I want specifically. Like I said, they had a lot of good classic ones as well. You know what I want to see coming back again? I want to see a revitalization of Sony All-Stars. Do you guys remember that game, chat? Do you guys remember Sony All-Stars? I want a new fucking Twisted Metal game. I would love to see like a new Twisted Metal to come back, You'll never get another JRPG from Sony. Nah, we're not getting another one from Sony in general, to be honest. It's gonna have to be coming up from Japan itself, so... Twisted Metal would be kind of nice to see. What else? What else would be kind of nice to see to come back or so from the Heaven days, to be honest? You know what I want to play on? You know what I want to play on stream, chat? I want to play Spiral on stream. That's what I want to play. I want a Wild Arms and Shadow Hearts, but that died By the way, Ko, have you heard of the Steam game called Call of the Elder Gods, the first chapter? No, I have not.
Immediately off
I'll take a
the
look at it
get-go.
later.
This is the most annoying thing ever because we know that they are difficult to sustain. We also know that there's a huge oversaturation problem where there's just way
That is
too
very
many
true.
of them.
That's
But then
very
these
true.
morons go and they make more and more and more of them, then they fail and it's our fault. To that I say fuck that, and to these content creators and journalists who push these narratives I say fuck you.
The reason why they're trying to do it, they're trying specifically to get themselves into the piece of the pie is because they want the money. They see that other people are making this much money or so, they want to jump into it. The best example is when Fortnite blew up or so. Then everybody started making a battle royale, and then you still had more other battle royales to come in. A lot of them flopped. A lot of them are still good right now. Some of them are okay. But the only one that's still staying strong right now at this very moment is Fortnite. Fortnite will always be the number one or so that will be there the most.
Where's your suggestion? Because all I hear is cope. Cope and shifting of the blame, but not a single point of suggestion that actually comes from somewhere that makes sense, like, hey, fellas, maybe it's not a good idea, fellas, to continue making garbage live service slop. Fellas, maybe, fellas, it'd be a really good idea if you inserted a little bit of variety and tried something else, fellas. Because single player isn't dead. People want to play single player games. Just look at what's going on right now with Resident Evil 9.
Oh, goddamn, that's what's happening with Resident Evil 9? Sheesh, goddamn, fucking 344k player, all-time peak. Wow, that's crazy to see that, actually. That's pretty impressive. I haven't seen the numbers for Resident Evil.
So you could profit from that if you're not retarded. Like, of course, if you're going to spend hundreds of millions of dollars in making a single player game, you may just flop as well. But hey,
Dude, this guy is spitting facts. I'm not gonna lie. This guy is really spitting facts because did you guys apparently, you know, like the budget or so for a Spider-Man 1 game was like double, triple or so for the Spider-Man 2 game, even though it's using the same assets, the same city, the same thing from the first game to the second game, and they played it safe in the second game, but they were using the same shit. For some apparent reason, the budget doubled, tripled of its amount or so to make the game in general, which made no fucking sense. That's why I'm telling you guys specifically, it's literally California's fault at the end of the day. It's literally California. California in general, it's the one at fault specifically, where they have all of the studios literally in California, dude. That's why.
just don't do that. You're in the games industry. You're a professional. You're a big company. You're not supposed to be retarded, okay? You're not supposed to. So do your job. Do your job, manage yourself, make a good game. If you make a good little single player game on the side, not only do you give your developers a little bit of a break where they can breathe for a second, but also you give the market a bit of a pause, a bit of hunger. You give players a bit of hunger, like, maybe I'm ready for a new live service to drop. Instead of it just being Garbaggio after Garbaggio, it's Garbaggio on Monday. It's Garbaggio on Tuesday. Hey, look at that. Wednesday's coming.
Slop Wednesday, slop Thursday, slop Friday. You love that sloppiness? You love that sloppiness.
It's on the menu. More Garbaggio. Thanks a lot. Fucking crashing out over here. Even Marathon went ahead and joined the party on blocking the words Arc Raiders from the game's chat. This happened and it's already getting revision too, with Shills gassing up Bungie for doing this right here, where they saw the allegations and dropped a screenshot showing them writing Arc Raiders in the chat and it working. Quote, "The fact that Marathon team is out here crushing misinformation brings joy to my heart. Stop grifting for likes."
Jamie, shut the hell up. No one cares about you, okay? No one cares about your, you know, your 1K like, alright? Alright? No one cares about it, okay, buddy?
Loser. I added the loser there at the end because I thought it was, you know, I thought it was in line with the tone of the post.
It does
Isn't
sound like
it
it,
weird how
honest.
this is a dynamic with people, by the way? Like, it doesn't even matter if the game is good. They're just overjoyed to see the developer team crushing misinformation. It's just more culture war like cringe where people will either support or dunk on a game based off of whether or not it goes against the chud grifters, and I'm so tired of this as well, dude.
It's dumb.
Like, Marathon isn't a culture war thing,
Yeah.
it's just a boring game.
Exactly.
It's just
Yep.
High Guard again, except uglier.
It's Concord
But anyway,
3.
it wasn't even misinformation. Like, this shit happened.
I'd be curious to see if Asmongold plays the game when it comes out on release. I am super curious if he actually spends $40 for that game.
There's footage of it from streamers happening live, and it wasn't just any random streamer. Like, sure, I would be suspicious if it was just a random streamer popping up and
He has the
posting
money
it, like
for it,
maybe
true. I do
someone
not,
was just
so-
editing
and
it
plus,
to
I'm not really a fan
fabricate
of
it,
extraction
but it was on
shooters anyway,
Ninja's
so.
stream. Say what you will about the guy, but he doesn't have the time for that kind of shit these days.
True.
The blue hair ninja days are over. He's a goddamn adult now.
Yep.
There's no way you can do that. Someone said you can type.
Type what? I hate arc raiders.
Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this.
It did block out arc, now it doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh. You can type love. You can't say that you love arc raiders.
That's great.
No way.
I love
I
arc
love
raiders.
arc raiders.
I hate
I
arc
hate
raiders.
arc raiders.
That's fucking wow, dude. This is something. I ain't gonna lie, to be honest. This is pretty something. That's crazy.
insane, bro.
That's wild.
I love arc raiders. I love Overwatch.
That's the pettiness that.
No
Marvel Rivals. I love Counter-Strike. I love Arc Raiders. Wow, there it is.
Jesus Christ, dude.
So it just sounds like they patched it out or changed the terms in which it blocks the names, like expressing whether you love the game or hate
That's
the game. But now there's
crazy.
reports that you can do that now
Apparently, people beep Arc Raiders. They love it that much. They beep it.
too. So maybe they changed it again. Like, I don't know, fellas. All I know
It's
is
so
it
petty.
happened.
It is pretty petty. I'll be honest with you. It's definitely pretty petty on, at least on Marathon's side anyways. It just feels like there's just a bunch of salty people, you know, they can't realize that Arc Raiders is just the better extraction shooter. As much as somebody who literally doesn't like extraction shooters, I can still respect it, you know, at the end of the day. I don't like it. I don't play them. It's just not my cup of tea, but I can still respect it at the end of the day.
And never mind why Bungie did this, it's obvious why they did. Arc Raiders is their main competitor
of course.
as another extraction shooter. It's just so
Because at the end of the day, Arc Raiders was having a beta during the time when Marathon was having their beta, right? Or their alpha or whatever the fuck it was. And honestly, fucking Arc Raiders just blew them out of the water. Like, seriously, no joke.
stupid. Like, the concept is laughable. You're not going to get people to not know your competitor's name or suggest each other to go play it with this. In fact, this only makes your game look pathetic. But anyway, yeah, this shit happened. Even other game journal websites covered it, like PC Gamer. Now we got clowns calling this misinformation as if it didn't. And we got Peanut over here coping about the state of the game and
Yeah.
people talking shit about it. And it's
Just letting you know, chat, the game is coming out this week, okay? The game is coming out this week. So I'm super curious to kind of see basically, to kind of basically find out that, let's see how many actual real players are going to be on that game, to be honest. 3 more days! Yup! 3 more days till we see the actual numbers of Marathon.
just lame. It's so lame. Like, if you like the game, you know,
No,
he
give me
stated
a
that he
code
likes
for
the game.
Crimson Desert.
That's fine. He couldn't just say it though. He
Instead.
couldn't just say, guys, I like the game.
Give
No,
me the code
he
for
had to
that
be
instead.
lame about it too and say, yeah, actually I do enjoy the game. It's quite an enjoyable game when you don't have a bitch in your ear telling you it sucks. Which is funny because we covered a similar comment from a gaming news outlet that said the same exact thing
For
about
Highguard.
Highguard.
Yeah.
If he likes the game, there's no reason to be such a cuck about it. There's no reason to rewrite a history over what happened with Arc Raiders. There's no reason to tell people to shut up even if they don't like it. Like, what even is this? It's actually funny that this happened where he changed his chat to be sub only. So only the people who are sub to him could speak. He did this so that you know, there'd be less comments coming in like, oh, the game sucks. And then this happened.
There's so many negative people. It's hard to stay positive.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
people are just fucking miserable.
Guys, can we just be positive, guys? Holy shit! You don't like the game, you don't have to watch. Fine.
No, what people do, instead of them just closing out the stream and going somewhere else, they have to let you know that they don't
I
like
know,
it.
it's kind of weird. We'll play. I'm gonna play ARK very soon. I love ARK. Because I'm playing it right now. I don't know why you have to tell me all about it. That's a good idea. You know what? Oh, that's a genius idea. I'll send it to sub
You
only.
might have to free kit it.
Oh, hold on. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
Thanks, boys.
I
Thanks,
got
boys.
it.
Good thinking.
Come
Good
on.
thinking.
Cool.
I subbed just to tell you how much I hate this game and it sucks to watch me. That's kind of funny, actually. That was the first time, chat.
Dude.
Like, bro,
Probably.
just let it happen. Like, come on, man. This is how we are. You know this is how we
Yeah,
are.
exactly.
I know this is
Yeah.
how you are too. I don't know why you're doing this. I don't know what line of copium this is, but you know that this is how gamers operate. When people don't like something, they rag on it. Let it happen. If the game is good, it'll speak for itself. Like, what is this about? Shut up even if you don't like the game. What is this? That line alone would get him an invitation to go work at Kotaku. Anyway, that does it for this episode of covering the marathon code.
What a great
I didn't think
video.
it was going to be this bad, but I think we're in for another very entertaining season of people rejecting more live service slop that
true. Yeah,
they have
it
been
is slop
begging
at the end of the
companies to
day.
stop making, and then content creators and journalists
Great
coping
channel.
and seething
Great
about
freaking
it
channel,
and
I'm gonna be
making up
honest with you. Great video
telenovelas in
too
their
as well.
heads that gaming didn't used to be this way. Apparently, gamers just ate the slop.
Apparently.
Or, you know, they just quietly...
No, I think it's the new generation that eats the slop for video games. Old generation players, they don't fucking eat this shit.
set aside the games that they didn't like.
Do you guys remember when the ET game on the Atari came out and how abysmal that game was? That shit was shitted on so harder, so they literally had to bury it out in the desert somewhere in Arizona, apparently. So...
you know, like broccoli on the side of the
that
plate.
shit was shat
Never
on
mind the massive
super hard.
failures that people have always spoken
Literally, none of the games in this time frame, like the backlash for a lot of the games now is more tamer compared to back then specifically. Let's not forget, people literally buried that specific game because how abysmal that game it was.
about, and of course never mind the fact that back then social media was not even half of what it is now.
True.
Never mind of how much worse the gaming scene has gotten, that there's more cases of really bad games coming out now than ever before. Especially at this massive scale. Like, remember, back then you used to have stinkers, big stinkers, but they used to mostly be from smaller studios. Big studios making big stinkers is something that has increased over time. Again, sometimes some people show up, especially in dramas like these, related to either game criticism or console fanboyism, such as what happened last year with Nintendo, that just makes me wonder, how is it that some of these people ever got to be as big as they are to get sponsorships and partnerships? The sponsorships and partnerships explain themselves very easily. Companies like influencers to shield their products for them. That's normal.
Yeah.
That's, you know, water is wet.
Yeah, of course.
What I can't explain is how do so many people listen and subscribe to them. But anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I'll keep an eye out for more stupid crap like this, just in case more of it pops up for another video. So hey, subscribe and all that, please. But in the meantime, I'll be working on other stuff. Thank you all very much for watching. Stay tuned for a stupid video on a really so bad that it's actually good game coming soon, and take care. I'll see you on the next one.
What a great channel, dude. What the hell? Denza bro? What a good channel. Great to you earn my sub or so for that one. That was really good. That was actually a really good channel. Great video, honestly. Honestly, it's pretty funny to be saying this actually. Not bad at all, to be honest. That's why you need to come to Sunako Nyaru's for best, most authentic game reviews from a real gamer. Exactly. Exactly. I will give you I was there at the very beginning when it came to how shitty Call of Duty became, you know, how good it was during that time specifically. I swear. Because they enjoy his rage, crash out, and interactions with them, pretty much. Where's the Code Vein 2 review? I did it. I already did it at the end of the video. You missed that stream, you missed it. You missed it, so... I need to edit that video though, which is the problem is I don't know how much time I can fit in to edit videos when I have to work on a art or so for a video game. So that's the problem. I wish I can outsource my work or so to other people, but I don't have any money to outsource it to people though. It's too expensive for me. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video. And honestly, pretty fucking crazy in my personal opinion. And yeah. I did not, in fact, miss that. Like, that crash out was funny as hell. It was pretty funny, not gonna lie. I had to do it at least, you know. So that was a great video. Honestly, go support this channel. To be honest, a great channel. To be honest, that was good.